Hello and welcome to the Claret and Blue podcast. It's fan zone time where we take your comments, thoughts and opinions on the upcoming game and discuss and debate them, I guess, John. There's only 5 for this episode, so it's going to be probably a quite short one. We did almost an hour-long Q&A on Friday night, talking transfers, Emery in Madrid and loads of different bits and pieces. Yeah. So if you're watching this and you missed that, you can go and get more content from us on in the usual places. John, have you got the fan zone document to hand?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go on then, give me a topic, please.
Beating Brentford.
Beating Brentford. That is the aim, of course, for Sunday. I think it's easy to look at Brentford's result last week and say they lost against an awful Forest team. But anyone who watched the highlights will know they created more than enough to win a couple of games of football. Yep. One of their biggest strengths is going from seemingly aimlessly passing it around the edge of their own area and then lumping very good balls through to Sharda and Thiago. What do you think the best balance in midfield is to combat this? I believe in Luiz, but when I've seen him this season, he has struggled to cover ground, and Brentford are a very physical and fast team. Now, don't focus too much on Luiz for now, because I know there's another question in here about him.
Yeah,
I know that because there's only 4 others, John. That one was from Nathan Baker and Kieran Clark. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
What do you make of Brentford as a more broader point, I suppose? I would suggest they were probably everybody's, or the team that everybody's pre-season prediction will be the most wrong on.
No, definitely. I think, full props to Keith Andrews. I did not think they'd be safe now. I thought they'd be.
No.
I thought they'd be very close to going down. So yeah, absolutely. He's done a brilliant job, and you can talk about but Brentford are just well set up for this. Yeah, but you're still in his first.
Got to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And they lost Mbemo. They lost the manager who'd been there for so long. They'd lost Wisser. They'd lost other players as well. Norgard too. I think that probably went under the radar. But they've recruited really well previously. That's what Brentford do, and other clubs as well. So no, full praise. But in terms of how they play, it's for me anyway. And you can stick this up in your locker room, Keith. But it's not easy on the eye, and I wouldn't take that as an offence. By the way, you do what you do to win a game, and
yeah.
Like genuinely, I couldn't care less what Villa do as long as they put the ball in the net and keep it out, keep it at the other, and put it in the.
You don't often swear. That was enjoyable.
Put it in that and they keep it out the other one. Yeah, they are a direct team, and but they've had success from that. The only thing is that away from home, they haven't managed to translate it particularly well. They did beat Everton at the Hill Dicko, but if I read you this stat, only Wolves have lost more Premier League away games than Brentford this season. With the Bees, the only side without a draw on the road so far. I think they've won 3. Which isn't a bad record, winning 3 away from home this season, but they've lost 8, which is bad. So
that's quite bad. Yeah,
so this is an opportunity for Villa, absolutely, to win a game. But yeah, the way they play is going to be an interesting one, especially because, they beat us earlier in the season. And of course, although they're playing relatively similar to what Thomas Frank had them playing like, and we had a decent record against Brentford under Frank, we lost to Keith Andrews. And this is only the second game that we'll have against Unai Emery. So yeah.
Is this must-win territory for Villa?
No.
Really? That's surprising.
No, because it's not, is it?
I don't know. I think it's as pretty much must-win as you can get.
I think we've had this debate a few times, but it's not must-win though, is it?
No, I don't think many games are must-win in their actual definition of...
I can tell you we'd be dropping points, 100%.
Yeah, so to me, that's must-win. The literal version of must-win.
So what will happen if we don't win? What will happen?
Well, it makes the job of Champions League qualification much harder because this is a winnable game on paper.
Yeah, it makes it harder. Yeah. But therefore, it's not must win because you don't have to win it.
No, but this is my point. I don't think many games are actually must win. Like the Championship player final, that's actually must win because there's consequences if you don't win.
Old Trafford away must win. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a place for must wins. I don't think Brentford on February 1 is a must win. What I would say is that I look at the games we have in February, and I've spoken about this before, and we've done that. This is the month to churn out your wins again because then you've got knockouts, you've got injuries. But if we draw to Brentford, right, and we're in third still, and we have games against Leeds at home, Brighton at home, and Wolves away. It's not the end of the world, is it?
No, definitely not. But
I don't. We need to win, and I'm going to be mightily.
Would you take a draw?
No, God no. Like this is close to a must win. Like it's a game that we need to win. Is that a must win?
Like the actual literal definition of must win.
Yeah, and that's what I'm probably getting to. The point I'm trying to make, right? it's a game that we should be winning, and it will be drop points if we don't.
Mm-hmm.
But come the end of February, I think we'll be in a strong position anyway. So I'm not going to feel devastated. I probably will actually.
You will,
but
yeah.
I won't. Yeah, I will. I will. But that's the situation. We got chances to win games here in February. That's kind of the point I'm trying to make. And if we do, we're going to be in an amazing position. If we beat Leeds, draw to Brighton, win at Bournemouth, and draw to Brentford, yeah, that's still a good amount of points. Forget the teams. Look at the points that we'd be getting. You want to win every home game. So, if we get a good run of form in February, forget who the teams are and where those points come from. We could draw to Brentford, but beat Bournemouth. 4 points from the next two. Okay, that returns okay, because Liverpool are playing Newcastle and then they play City, I think. So you're probably getting points there. Chelsea have got a couple of games in a few weeks that don't look particularly good for them. Then they play at Villa. So it's all kind of up in the air a little bit, but we know what we have, and that's an opportunity this month in February to put some points on the board.
Okay, all right, give us another topic then, please.
The Sancho.
The Sancho. Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho to make a man of the match contribution Sunday, says Alan Wright's barber. He's getting better and better. Is he now first choice on the right-hand side for the foreseeable?
Yeah. Sorry, were you going to say something more?
No, I was just going to say it's kind of like team newsy bits already, so don't go through the whole team. But
okay. Well, it kind of leads on to, if you hadn't watched our live stream or caught up with the live stream from Friday night, it's sort of the conversation there that I would be having now of, I think, maybe he is on that right side now and that's his position. But put it this way, I think if we had someone who gave me more confidence, I don't think he would be. I think he would be, basically, I view Sancho and Bailey at the moment anyway as good squad players, but one of them has to start.
Yeah,
and I hope that one of them takes that chance as well. I hope that in 2 weeks, after Bournemouth, we're thinking like, wow, he's really come on, and we can definitely rely on him. That's what you want to. Those are the conversations you want to be having right now. I think it's probably too early to be saying Sancho's now down that spot, or even after, if Bailey plays well against Brentford, Bailey's now down that spot. I don't think we're in that space yet, but we need to be.
Do in one particular game for that to be the case.
But that's my point. It needs to be a run of games, because Sancho played well against Fenerbahce, but I think a lot of wingers would have joy in that game. You go to Newcastle, and I think he did pretty well there, which is a good acid test for him. Now you want to see him again contribute in a league game against Brentford, very different match once more, and have goal contributions, make a telling impact. Then you are looking at thinking, okay, well, he can step up in the final third of the season and be the player to rely on. But right now, I'm not there.
I'm going to pick one here. The young lads. Do you think Majo or Alisson will get any game time in the second half of the season from Super John McGinn's injured knee? Majo, my instinct would be no. Alisson, yes. I think we'll see him at some stage in Premier League squads and getting minutes. And if, as you say, Sancho or Bailey don't lock down that position and he comes on and wins us the game away at Old Trafford or something, then go on then, Alisson, have a go, mate, because it's slim pickings out there at the moment. Do you disagree on Majo, first of all? Is there any chance of him getting first team?
No, it obviously is going to have first team exposure. We have some days of the window, well, not a lot of days of the window left, but whether there's going to be some interest in those players for a loan, let's find out. But I'm happy for Majo, of course, to stay around in the first team picture, at least at Bodymore. But whether he plays this season, right now I wouldn't have thought so. Alisson's a different case. Of course, he's had his injury or struggled a little bit, but as I said in the previous video, full campaign for Brazil that finished in December. We can allow him that. And let's see what he's got. I'd like him to stay in the frame and contribute if he can in the remaining months of the season. We have a long way to go still, by the way. It feels like, 15 games is it remaining in the league? Europa League, FA Cup, you want these players to be able to contribute, and Alisson as well. I think I'm even looking more so to next season for him, if he can show a bit under Emery now. We obviously saw Duran, I remember his first, half the season he had under Duran, he had under Emery after joining from Chicago Fire, and he looked very raw. But I like some of the signs I was seeing, and then it was the next season where he scored that great goal against Palace. So hoping Alisson can have that sort of impact, I suppose.
Okay. All right. Another topic, please.
Unicycle disaster.
Unicycle disaster from John McGinniester. Kendrick offered to ride a unicycle if we qualify for the Champions League a few seasons ago. What beautiful disaster would we get if we actually won the league?
That's a question for Kendrick.
Question for Kendrick. Well, it is. You say that, but I knew Kendrick wasn't doing this show, and it's a question for you. What would you do, or what would you offer to do?
Don't do that.
If Villa won the league, what would you do?
What would you do?
This is kind of a two-part, right? What would you do? It tells me what you actually think could happen. Because you could say like, oh, I will
jump off a plane.
Yeah, or I'll do the podcast
parachute.
naked, which obviously you're not going to do because you don't think we're going to win the league, right? Whereas if you go like, oh, I'll eat a chocolate bar on camera.
I did it half naked in Istanbul, to be fair.
That's true, yeah. I don't know what I'd do. I'm not really one for making silly predictions.
I can't go boring to say get a tattoo. That's not fun at all.
Oh, no, I would do that for anything.
Oh, but you're thinking like a bad tattoo on your forehead or something.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room.
Having.
No, I've never wanted a tattoo. I hate the feeling of what I imagine it would feel like. So I wouldn't get a tattoo.
This is a question. We need to get Kendrick's answer to this, which isn't great for this podcast.
No, I'll put it to him.
He's made a few. He hasn't done the unicycle yet, has he?
No, he bottled it. He said it was too hard. Right, I'm going to let you off on not answering that. I'm going to pick out the final comment, and there's still a few bits to talk about. Return of the Doug. Does Douglas Luiz come straight in on Sunday? Bogard has been off form of late, and Barkley presumably isn't ready. Abraham is quite likely to start too, and Emery doesn't like chucking new players in. Anana and Dougie haven't played together before. Kamara would have been different. That's from Hugh Janus. Good. More joke names, please. Douglas Luiz, Tammy Abraham are the two biggest team newsy bits. So if we pick an 11 here, Martinez again, presumably, obviously Premier League game, you expect him to play again. I was quite surprised to see him. Was that because Bezak was carrying some kind of knock? Do you think? Or do you know?
Martinez plays European games, doesn't he? He starts in them. So
Bezak's played a few though, hasn't he?
That's because Martinez hasn't been available for him or has been injured in the warm-up. So, I expected him to start. He plays the Europa League games. So,
okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Cash, obviously, who's had a very good season so far. Konsa, Torres, Maatsen is the back five, I think.
Yeah.
Midfield can wait a second. Buendia left. Rogers middle. Sancho right.
Yeah, I think so. Something tells me that Bailey might get a look in, but Sancho, I think, is probably more likely.
Watkins or Tammy?
Watkins, if he's fit.
If he's fit.
Yeah.
I said, didn't I, when we signed him, that I wouldn't be surprised because Watkins has played a lot. You just change it anyway, but that is obviously a bit more of a risk.
I think having a midweek off helps next week. Is he in the red zone, or how long can he play for? Can he do 60 minutes? Okay, start him. I think that would be because there's no consequence. There is a consequence, but fatigue isn't a consequence next week. Don't train. That would be the
couple of days off next week. You'll be ready for Bournemouth.
Exactly. You're not flying to Fenerbahce next week. There's no reason to anyway. So.
They might be on holiday.
Yeah,
love the city. Tammy. Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything in the physicality of Tammy in the game against Brentford specificly that it might be that's a choice anyway?
Well, I thought when we spoke, me and you butted heads. We clashed over Pau Torres and Tyrone Mings, didn't we? A couple of games ago. And I actually think your point is probably more relevant now because of Brentford and their ability to throw footballs into a box. Yeah. For me, I was absolutely still Torres. But I would say that in the last kind of knockings of a game, or if we are hopefully leading, but if Brentford are giving it some at the end of a game and are throwing balls in the box literally, then you want players to stand tall, and Mings, like he did when he came on against Newcastle.
Yeah, do the same thing again.
Yeah, and Tammy, absolutely an option there. Seen a few people saying, I forgot Tammy was quite big. Yeah, he's a tall guy, so that we mentioned when he joined, that's a big bonus for us in both boxes. I said before, I don't remember him or recall him being particularly effective in our box defending, but I presume that he's capable of doing that. So, good to add size to the team. But from the off, we're not a particularly tall side, apart from, of course, Onana. I mean, Torres is tall, Konsa is tall. But, I mean, compared to Brentford, and they have got some serious ability from set pieces. Brentford fullback Michael Cody has made 101 long throw-ins this Premier League season, more than any other player. He's created 8 chances from these throws, with no other player in the division creating more than 2.
Bloody hell.
Yeah. So send it for a corner. We're going to come under fire a little bit from those, and that will be a big strength of Brentford's. They also win a lot of penalties as well.
Can't relate. In midfield then, Onana, Louise, do you think? I think of the 3 new additions, Bailey, Tammy and Louise is the most obvious one to start.
Yeah, maybe. I think I've got a hunch about Bailey, but Louise, yeah, possibly. And that's the most intriguing one for me. I don't know. And I say that because of fitness more than anything else.
He's played though, hasn't he? Played for 5.
He has, but just because he's had some injury niggles here and there. I don't know. I just feel a bit sort of like I don't really know what to expect from Louise. I don't want to be disappointed almost. I'd rather him not play. If he's not going to play well, you know what I mean? I'd become Harvey Elliott. I don't want to see fans go, oh, when he gives
I know what you mean.
Away. But
we need him, so he will play.
Yeah. And for that reason, I think you've got to, and I've said in a previous video, any of these players, we need to hit the ground running. I mean, ideally all of them, but Louise particularly, we need someone to take over that mantle from Tielemans. And if he can play well against Brentford, I would kill for a Henry Lansbury first half performance against Preston. Do you remember that?
I do not. No.
You don't? Oh, mate, clip this up. Those who remember Henry Lansbury's first half against Preston when we went 2-0 up in that game, outrageous. We're talking, we're talking like championship quarterback legacy right there. It's so good. I think he came off half time actually injured, and that was the story of his career.
Okay, we'll wrap up this one then with a score prediction, John. Whether we believe it's must win or not, I think we probably both will predict a win, right?
I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying why would you take a draw? I'm not taking a draw.
No, definitely not.
I'm just squabbling over.
Is this a game though that maybe you feel like the kind of perception of Brentford is like they're way better than people thought, but they're still not that good. This should be quite easy for Villa. I don't see that. I think we'll win, but I don't think it'd be. I don't think it's easy.
I think it's a really tricky game for us. The game was Chelsea. I think that they played relatively recently. They had a few big chances in that match and didn't score. And I think they lost 2-0. But they're in that game. They battered Everton away. Yeah. They've been strong at home. We know what they're good at.
They'll cause us problems for sure.
They're not going to make it easy for us, and it'll be uncomfortable. We're without Tielemans, without McGinn. Come on. It's all set up for Brentford to think, you know what, we've got a chance today. So we've really got to dig in, and hopefully the atmosphere is going to sort of drag us through as well. Louise and Tammy being there will give us a boost. Yeah. You just hope that we stick with the team, even if we go a goal down, because I just feel like at the moment we're sort of at a point where we know we need to. We've had a little bit of a wobble, and we've got a cloud over us with injuries. So I think it's really important that we support the team.
Really, to Everton. One game.
Yeah. And mate, the standards we've set have been so good that one loss to Everton feels like we didn't see that coming. And it's how would you react? And we obviously reacted really well against Fenerbahce and Newcastle. But mainly it's actually before that when we, you draw to Palace, you lose at Arsenal. And I'm talking small things here on the face of it.
Or going 2-0 down to Salzburg and playing poorly in the first half.
Yeah. That wasn't great. We're not just sweeping teams away and making it pretty comfortable like we were before. But my point is that if we can do that, it'll almost feel like whatever just happened doesn't really, like Everton. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter because we won 4 after that. We're in that sort of place. We are sort of not at a tipping point. That sounds far too sensationalist. But more so, if we don't win this game, then you do look at our results at home and say, well, you didn't beat Everton, you lost to Everton, you take 1 point from Brentford. Salzburg, you were 2-0 down after 50 minutes. That feels a little bit like not as convincing as what we were, but mate, the standards we've set have been so high that most teams wouldn't even be thinking that that's an issue, you know? What do you want? Score prediction?
Yeah.
After all of that, I'm going to say 1-0 Villa.
Okay, 2-1. I think it'll be tight. So
cheers for watching, guys.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you, John, for joining me. Thanks everyone for watching along or listening to this episode of the Claret Blue podcast. Myself and Matt Kendrick will be here at 5:30, 6 o'clock ish on Sunday night for the post-match show. So do join us then. Thanks for watching this one or listening, and we'll see you then. Bye bye.